and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about gear that you need for winter backpacking, specifically your sleep setup and also the clothing that you want to wear when you're at camp at night and also when you are hiking during the day. So if you are anything like me, you might be very intimidated thinking about a winter backpacking trip. I know I have avoided being on trail in the winter for the past 10 years that I've been backpacking. But I recently went on my very first backpacking trip on the Appalachian Trail in January, and I will tell you what, I actually loved it. I had so much fun. I felt very warm and very cozy and very comfortable. And I can tell you, you can also feel that way with a little bit of preparation, a little bit of research, and knowing yourself. So I hope that at the end of this video, you'll feel more equipped to get out there and enjoy your cold weather backpacking. I'll also tell you that anywhere on the Appalachian Trail through the end of May can still have winter weather, even after that, some places in the north. But specifically in the south, you can have winter weather up in the mountains. They're really tall elevation. We have like 4,000, 6,000 feet elevation in the south. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for any kind of weather. Whether you're going out for a weekend trip in the Smokies or if you're starting a through hike, this video can be very helpful for you. Let's begin. I want to start with the magic of editing by clearing this space. All right, much better. So the first piece of gear that I want to show you is, it's not essential, but I do like to have it. And it is this right here. This is a piece of Tyvek. It's just a piece of like builder's material. It's super strong, super amazing. And this piece I actually washed twice, so you can hear it's not super loud. When you first get it, it's gonna be very crinkly, very loud. But the reason I like to use this, I put it inside my tent and I line the bottom of my tent with it. The reason I like to use this is because of my dog. So I have a dog she can have sharp nails sometimes, and she's pretty energetic, so I like to line my Dyneema tent. It's very sensitive to scratches and stuff like that. It's kind of fragile, so I want to make sure I protect it. So I use this. If you did want to get a piece of Tyvek, it is nice to have, even if you're like in a shelter, you can put it on the floor to protect your sleeping pad a little bit more. So this is not a necessity. I actually didn't, this was the first trip I've ever brought a piece of Tyvek, so I have spent a lot of time on the Appalachian Trail and have never used it, but I did like it. I think it's great for winter camping. All right, so the second thing in my sleep system is my first sleeping pad, and this is a pad that I use strictly for insulation. So this is a piece of Reflectix, and I got it at like Home Depot or Lowe's. You can get it at Amazon. I'll put all the links below. But I use this, it's been in my garage for years. I use it for tons of projects. But I really wanted something that was gonna insulate me from the ground, because I remember the pad that I brought with me, it didn't keep me warm all the time in March and April and May on the Appalachian Trail in 21. So I really wanted something that was gonna be like in between that pad and the ground. What you can do is you can get like a closed cell pad. It's like the accordion pads. I think Sea to Summit makes one, maybe Nemo makes one. But this, I already had it, so it was just a way to make this pad for very cheap. So I love having this. It was fantastic. I never felt cold air come up from the ground, which was a problem before. So I felt very warm and toasty with this. What I did, how I made it, is I just laid my pad over it, and then I traced it, and then I just cut it out. I mean, it took me 10 minutes. I did run out at the end, so it does have duct tape. It's like several little places that are duct taped together because I was just kind of putting scraps together at the end. But, sometimes we just have to use what we have to make things work, and this worked perfectly. So the next layer is one of my favorite pieces of gear that I do have a bit of a love-hate relationship with. So this is the Nemo Tensor sleeping pad. It's awesome. It's the regular width and it is insulated. The reason why I say that I have a love-hate relationship with this pad is because I had this pad, actually had an older version and then I upgraded to this one on the Appalachian Trail in 21. I've gone through 3 pads like this, and it is not due to user error. I am like super careful about my pads. I mean, but things can happen. However, what happened to this pad on trail is that it gets little pinhole leaks like in the baffles, and you can't find it when you're trying to fix it. Like I said, it's a love-hate relationship. Somebody told me that the baffles are like in the seam, which would make sense. I could never find the holes. And so I will say Nemo's amazing to work with. They will send you a new pad if yours breaks. I had switched out last year and I went to the Thermarest. It's like a yellow pad. Similar. These are like the top two most popular pads. That pad did not work for me, and I don't know if it's because I'm a side sleeper and it was just so incredibly uncomfortable. Like I can never get comfortable when I started using it last year. So I went back to the Nemo. So I love this. I will say I think the new Nemos, they have made some pretty significant improvements when it comes to this pad, like leaking air. It's also a bit loud. I don't know if it's the loudest one out there, but it can be loud. I think maybe the Thermarest was louder. I have heard that the newer pads are less crazy loud. So I would try a new one. I do think that the Nemos are the best pads out there, bar none. And if I were to buy a new Nemo pad today, they have a pad called the Nemo Extreme, and it is for specifically for cold weather camping, but you can use it all year round. I think it is very comparable to the size and weight of this one. So I'm gonna link that one below. If I were to buy a new one today, I would get the Extreme. All right, and then moving on to the next layer is I like to use this liner. So some of the things I'm showing you don't need in the summer. You're probably not going to need a liner in the summer unless you just want to keep your bag clean, which is a really great reason to have it. I actually switch in the summer to a bag that has, I don't know what it's called, but it protects you from insects. So it keeps like the insects away. It has like, I think it's called Insect Shield. So I do switch over in the summer. You don't even have to have one. I would say keep your liner with you if you're through hiking until like the end of May, or like Damascus if you're going Novo. Also, this Reflectix, you don't need it in the summer. You really just need it in the most extreme parts of the trail. So you can ditch the Reflectix or a closed cell pad like as the time gets closer to summer. So this liner is Aceta Summit. It is called a Reactor Extreme, I believe. It's the orange one. So when you're looking, they have like a black one. They have like different color ones, but it's the orange one. So it's gonna add, I think it's like 15 degrees to your bag. Now, I don't think it actually adds that much, but it does add something, and it does make your bag just a little bit more cozy, and it does make it warmer. So I would highly suggest this. I also like the fact that it has this hood, so when you're like snuggled up in your quilt, if you use a quilt, it doesn't come with a hood. So this is a way to like kind of cinch everything down, and I will like pull it like over my head, like literally pull it over my head like that. So that is something that's like super helpful when you're sleeping in the cold weather. And then my next piece of gear is my favorite piece of gear right now. I'm obsessed. This is the Katabatic quilt. This quilt is, I believe it's called the 15 Flex, and I'll post a link to the exact one that I got. Now this quilt is on the more expensive side, but Katabatic they're seriously amazing. It is worth it if you're gonna do like a longer hike, or you wanna be like as comfortable as possible, or you're gonna use this for multiple backpacking trips, or you're on a through hike. Highly suggest this. So the way that this one works, it's a flex. So you can actually unzip it and lay it flat. So it unzips on the back, and then you can lay it flat like this. So you can use it, I mean, it is a year-round quilt. I use this for car camping. I use this for like if I'm going to spend the night in a hotel, like going on a family vacation and staying in a house or a hotel with a lot of people. I'll bring this so they don't even have to worry about having my blanket or anything like that for me. You don't need a sheet. It's awesome. On trail, so I didn't get this until the end of 21. So I didn't have this when I was attempting my through hike in 21. But I immediately, actually I did have it when I went back up to Maine, because one of the things I noticed, I had a Western mountaineering bag that was, I think it was 26 degrees. I got very cold anytime it got like in the 40s. So I knew I needed a bigger, like a bag with like more loft in it. Like this, look at how lofty this thing is. It's so cozy. I'm obsessed. I knew that I needed something more intense than what I had. That Western mountaineering bag is perfect for the summer. It's so tiny. It's amazing. It's incredible. But if you want one bag that's you can take out for a winter hike, you can use it in the summer, you're gonna be comfortable, I would say this one, and it's pretty lightweight too. All right, so the next piece of gear I use is a pillow. And honestly, I have no idea where I got this little mini pillowcase from. I think the brand is called Coyote, but it came with an actual pillow. I used to be a full-time missionary, so I would live overseas in developing countries for like a month at a time in one country. We would camp, we'd be like in Africa or Haiti or Central America, Southeast Asia. So I had a pillow with me. So I don't carry the actual pillow with me on trail. All I take is this pillowcase, and then I put, it's just like a piece of fabric, and then I put my puffy in it. So at night I will put this, just push it right into the pillowcase, and that is my pillow. And that is my pillow, and I don't know, I like it. I've never had an issue with this. Super lightweight, super great. So I love my pillow. And then the other thing that you will really need if you are using a quilt, it doesn't come with a hood. So there's nothing covering your head. And that's something that's really important when you are sleeping in the cold. Even sometimes in the summer, it gets chilly at night, you'll want something covering your head. So I take with me this down hoodie, and this is a Z-Packs. The brand is Z-Packs, and so I will take this with me in the winter. I usually will like not have this with me in the summer. I'll just have like a little hoodie or something. And if you get into a bind, usually some of the clothes that you have will have a hood on it, so you could always just wear like a fleece or your puffy in your tent if you did get into a bind and like forgot it. This is something that you can easily forget. But I do love my little hoodie. And then for I usually will carry this with me, and it's a minus 33 degree beanie. So I like to have this on trail. Like I said, it's not necessary if you bring this down hoodie and then you also have your fleece or your puffy with a hoodie. But if you want another one, or if you want to switch out something, you can take this. It's made out of merino wool, and it's minus 33 is the brand, and I really love it. I also have this, I don't know what this thing is called. It's like a gaiter, I think is what it is. It's a neck gaiter, and it's also the brand minus 33. This is super nice to have on trail. The biggest place that you will lose heat when you're outside is through your head. So you want to make sure like your head, your neck, all of that is like super protected from the elements. So the clothes that I wear to sleep in are merino wool as well. So this shirt, and it is like seen better days, but this is, you can't even see the tag anymore. This is a brand called Mary Wool, so it's a little bit cheaper than some of the merino wool brands. I just really liked it. At the time, it was a super good bargain. So I'll post where I got that below. It's very comfortable, I love it. And then I also wear the merino wool pants as well, and it's the same. It's that same Mary Wool layers. And they have like a lot of different colors, a lot of different like weights and things like that as well. And they have men and women sizes. So you can probably find what you're looking for with this if you want to use that. So that's my sleep system. The next thing are your socks. So you need a really good pair of socks. I think this brand is Smart Wool. I would recommend like Darn Tough too, like anything that's wool. And the secret about your socks for camp is don't wear these hiking. So you're gonna have a specific pair of socks that is just in your clothing bag, and you're only gonna wear this when you get to camp, when you're in your tent, because you don't want these to get wet, you don't want these to get dirty, like in the bottom of your sleeping bag. You want these to be super clean and something that you're really looking forward to wearing when you get to camp. So I love those. And I usually get a thicker pair of socks too than I will hike in. I always have my gloves with me. I don't necessarily wear these when I'm like bundled down in my quilt, but I usually have them like close to me just in case I need to get out for any reason. And I have these for sitting around camp and then also for hiking. You want to have these on at the beginning, but these are like Polar Tech RAI gloves, and they are good for like, they have a little electronic thing so you can still use your phone when you're wearing these. But these, I love the material. They've been super nice for me. So these are my 2 little hacks for cold weather camping. The first one is hot hands. If I'm out for like 3 days, I'll bring 3 of these. So I will try to have 2 per night. So when I count, this is 1 and this is 1. And what I will do with these is I will throw one down to the foot box, and then I'll have one at the top that I'll either put like in the waistband of like my back, or you can put on your femoral artery, which is like on the inside of your thigh. If you warm that up, everything in your body is going to warm up because the blood that goes through your femoral artery circulates throughout your entire body. So you can warm up very fast. Or I'll just hold them in my hand, put them on my face, like if I'm trying to warm up. So the hand warmers are just like a game changer. And then this is something that a lot of campers don't know about, a lot of backpackers don't know about. If you take a Nalgene, this could save your life. So you want to have something in your bag that is like this thick plastic that can withstand boiling water. You can use this just for comfort. So when you get into you get everything set up at camp at night, you want to boil your water, put it into here, make sure it's closed, you don't want anything spilling out. But then you want to put this inside your sleeping bag, your quilt, and it's going to warm you up. It's going to be so nice. It's just like a little hot bottle, super warm, super cozy, super nice. That is everything that I use for camp, for cold weather. And now I want to go over what I wear, the rest of the things that I wear when I'm on trail, specifically for hiking. So we're going to use the magic of television again and start fresh. Here we go. Voila. All right, and now I want to go over what I wear when I'm backpacking in the winter. So for my tops, I wear this shirt. It's like an REI. It's a pretty thin shirt, and it has like a quarter zip and a little bit of a turtleneck. It's just super comfortable and it wicks really well. So I love having that shirt in the winter. And then for my mid layer, I have gone back and forth so many times on my mid layer, from like a fleece to like a melee like this. I had a fleece from REI for a while, but recently I started wearing this Senchi, and this is, it's the material is called like Alpha Direct. It's pretty much see-through. I mean, it's super kind of interesting what the material is. But I love this thing. For one thing, it breathes so much better. So the last thing you want to do when you're backpacking in the winter is to get wet and then get your clothes wet from like the inside layer out. It's just a really bad situation. So this breathes so well. And even though it is like almost see-through, I mean, obviously you have to wear a shirt underneath it, but it actually keeps you so much warmer than you would believe. It's sometimes warmer than like this type of material that I have on. So I love this Senchi. I will say it is kind of hard to get this specific brand, or it was at least when I bought it, because it's one of those things where they do like a drop, and then if you don't like know when they're dropping and don't get it right then, they might be sold out. I think they've gotten to a point where they are producing more, so it's not quite as hard to get one. But yeah, I just randomly happened to see that they did a drop one day and that they had my size, so I ordered one. But there are other companies that make this, like Lightheart Gear has one that's very similar with the same exact material. So I will post a link below to where I got this. Oh no, forgot my puppy. My puppy, I forgot, it's in my pillow. So the puppy that I use is, it's a really kind of intense Mont Bell. I really like this thing. I don't necessarily hike with this. I mean, I might have it on for like a couple minutes at the beginning, but I don't want this to get wet, so I don't really hike with this on. So it's the EX 1000 is what it's called. And it has this little bag, and the whole thing will fit into this bag. So I'll kind of show you, because it does pack down so tiny, and it's really lightweight for how much warmth it provides. I mean, this is kind of like an ultralight setup for the winter, I would say. Or not ultralight, but I would say it's a lightweight setup for the winter. Yeah, so I mean, this is what it packs down to. Like, that's pretty, for a jacket that gives you that much warmth, this is pretty significant, pretty awesome. So that's my Montbell puffy. So for the winter, I actually use a more intense rain jacket. It's so much more important that you keep your clothing dry in the winter. So I do use this. It's a North Face rain jacket that I've had for a long time, and it does the trick. You know, I would just get one that is like less porous and more waterproof, but this is a great little rain jacket. It does the trick. So my pants, I'm super sorry guys, totally spaced on bringing my pants, but I'll use my sleep pants to talk about mine because they're very similar. But I wear leggings to hike in, and the brand that I use I'll link down below. I do love this brand. It has pockets. The biggest thing for me is that it has pockets and that it dries quickly. So I wear the same pair of leggings whether I'm hiking in December or July. Yeah, get them from Amazon. They work for like 2 months on trail, then you get a hole, you order a new one. They're not very expensive, they're like $25. So I just replace them when I get a hole in them. But I do love them because they dry super quickly and they're very comfortable on. I wear kind of like snow pants over the top of my leggings in the winter. And so I wear their like Columbia harder shell, they're like rain pants. But I do like those pants. I've had them for years. Like, I've had that pair of pants specifically for over 10 years because I had them when I lived out in Montana. But you can get something very similar to REI. So that is that with the pants. And then for my socks, I love Injinjis. And I always bring at least 2 pairs of Injinjis with me. But Injinjis are amazing. So I will admit, when I first heard about like toe socks, I thought they were the weirdest things ever. I tried my first pair. I think I got my first pair at like mountain crossings in Georgia. I switched out and I have never looked back. I love Injinjis. I have never gotten a blister wearing them. If you are watching this video in February, when it airs, February of 2024, Injinji is doing a special where if you order a pair of socks, they will add a free pair with you in your order. So you might as well order them now. Like, if you're thinking about ordering some Injinjis, I'll post a link in the description below. I hope that you can get some Injinjis today. I'm literally obsessed with these socks. They're amazing. And then moving on to my shoes, a lot of people ask what kind of shoes I wear. And these smell so bad, by the way. They are very untraditional. I actually don't even recommend that you would wear these. I would recommend that you would go and talk to a shoe specialist and find the shoes that work for you. But these are Nikes and they are a Terra Kiger. And I have to have a specific version of the Terra Kigers because the reason why I have these is because of the tread. So I had a really bad problem on trail in 21 of falling. And if you watch my videos from then, you probably saw me fall a lot. And some of the falls were pretty scary. Like, one time I fell and hit my head pretty hard and could have caused like a concussion. It almost did. So my big goal was finding shoes that had a great tread for walking over rocks, slick like slate and things like that. And so I found these and I love them. I'm obsessed with them. You can see like the tread is like amazing. They have awesome treads. So like I said, I wouldn't really suggest wearing these unless you're also looking for really good tread. A lot of people have good luck with like Hokas and things like that. So I do have super feet insoles in these, and these are like the insoles are the ones for hiking. I had a situation with the insoles too. So when I first started wearing the insoles, that was when I went back to Maine to finish my thru hike, and I immediately got IT band problems within the first mile of trail. Like, it immediately hit. And so my thoughts are that it was because I added the super feet. Like, that was the first time I had ever walked with them. So I do like them now, and I wear them all the time when I'm hiking. So I think my legs have like adjusted to them, and I do think they help. However, I wouldn't suggest just like adding them and going out and hiking like 15 miles because it's they could cause you issues like they caused me. So the underwear I wear and the bra I wear ex officio. I think these are amazing. I think they're called Give and Go briefs. They make them for men as well. These are super great. You can buy them at REI, and I think they're on Amazon. And then I just wear a sports bra from Walmart. It's like $5. The brand is Avia, I believe. I'll post a link of what I wear. I picked one up on the trail and haven't switched. I love it. I think it's just super comfortable, super great, and super cheap. So I also like to wear something that can hold my hair back when I'm hiking or like keep the sweat away from my face. So I wear this. It's like a Walmart buff. Super lightweight. It's like a cheap little thing I picked up when I was hiking, and I love it. And the last thing that I love wearing when I'm hiking are my sunglasses. So I'm obsessed with Gooder. This brand is amazing. These are like I think they're called Blackout or something like Ginger Soul. The reason why I like them is because, well, first of all, they're not super crazy expensive. I think they're about $25. So if you lose them on trail, it's not like the end of the world. Obviously you don't want to replace them all the time, but they are like the material that they are made out of. They kind of like are flexible, which I haven't had with other sunglasses, but it's like a matte material, and when you wear them, they're stuck to your face. Like they don't move when you're hiking. So sometimes you'll wear sunglasses and they'll like, you know, when you bend over, they'll fall off. But Gooders these are amazing. All right, so that concludes what I bring to sleep in, my sleep system when I'm hiking on the trail in winter, and also what I wear to keep myself warm and cozy and comfortable and enjoying the miles, having lots of smiles when I'm hiking, and I hope that it helps you. I really appreciate you being here watching this video. Let me know down below, do you like to winter hike? Is that something that you're into? And also, if you have a video idea for me, I would love to hear it. So let me know in the comments below. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'll see you next time. Happy trails.